Be elite, not average. Average is easy. Become more explosive, more athletic, more confident. Bigger, faster, stronger programs win competitions. There is no secret sauce. Exploder Bar.
Here today with Coach Stephen Dixon of the Houston Heights Bulldogs. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing good on this Mother's Day. Just home now and enjoy some time with my mom on Mother's Day.
So you've seen your kids out playing in other sports. You've seen them in the weight room. How's it going in the spring at Heights?
Man, it is going phenomenal. Kids are totally bought in into what myself and my coaching staff were trying to do. We are, coming off a pretty dang good year, and got a lot of guys coming back. And so since we started our all-season program, the kids have been working extremely hard during school, after school, during the athletic period. Those kids are really working hard and looking forward to a great 23 football season.
Now, you said you had a pretty dang good year last year. I was at your first round game,
Right.
where you pulled off a incredible comeback late in the game.
Yeah.
And I know maybe it sounds a little trite, but what's the feeling on a sideline when you're down like that, but you still believe you can come back?
Well, I mean, our kids have great resolve. And I say that because a lot of our kids come from tough backgrounds where everything may not go their way, outside of the realm of athletics or football or any other sport that they play. And the one thing that I know about our kids is they're going to continue to fight. And that's one thing I know my coaches know about our kids. They're going to continue to fight. And my coaches are the same exact way. So all we kept doing is just telling the kids, just stay in it, stay in it, stay in it. You got a tough opponent this first round against Stratford High School. And we just tell them to just stay the course, just keep pushing. And eventually, if that game comes down to the end, we're going to end up winning it. And that's what happened.
You have to admit that had to have taken a few years off your life there. How dramatic that was there at the end.
Yes, it did. It did. But it was all worth it at the end.
All right. So, but now, we've got graduation right around the corner.
Yeah.
So that means some of your players aren't going to be back. About a quarter of your team turns over every year. But
yeah.
So just kind of walk us through your team for the fall. Who aren't we going to see due to graduation? Who might step into those roles? Who's going to be back? What kind of roles might people play that are a little different?
Right. Well, the first person that steps out is our quarterback, Allen Rainey, who had a phenomenal year. He was the 18-6A MVP, threw for, over 2,500 yards, rushed for over 1,300. So we're going to have to replace him, and we got some great candidates in that realm that can replace and maybe even duplicate or even get better, than what, the year he had last year. It was going to be, tough to replace two wide receivers and Kevon Misher, who had over 900 yards receiving, and then Emil Carl Frazier, who had over 700 yards receiving. We got some, great kids coming up. Two of our other starting receivers are coming back. And we got some phenomenal young kids that's coming up as well. Lamont Robbins, Nick Brown, who are returning receivers from last year. Got a phenomenal freshman named Rayshawn Mitchell that's going to be stepping into the fold. Evan Scott, Gabriel Moo, a couple of more kids that, Evan Scott, like I said, he's going to be a kid that's going to be stepping into the fold as well. Got a big tight end that's about 6'2", 6'3", about 240 pounds, named Soldier Boyce. He's going to be stepping into the fold because we're going to be missing a great tight end that's leaving in Chance Hollins. He's going off to go play college football as well. On the defensive side, we're going to have to replace Jared Sutton, a free safety. He had a great year last year. He was our defensive MVP in our first round against Stratford last year. So we're gonna have to replace him with a younger kid. Defensive line wise, we got everybody coming back except Hezekiah Adams, who's a senior, also going off to play college football. But I'm expecting a lot out of two other returning starters in Jordan Clavell, a 6'4", 245-pound defensive end, and Travion Duncan, who was our other starting defensive end. Expecting a lot out of him. After that, pretty much everybody's coming back, save for safety Jalen Banks. Both our corners were young kids, and Noah Soel and Broderick Brown, and also another one and great one in Connor Brown. All those kids are coming back, along with Joseph Diaz, the other safety, and we got some other kids that's going to step into that fold as well. I'll probably say the heart of our defense coming back is our cornerstones, two linebackers named Jalen Bims and Bryce Chevalier. Both of those kids were staples of our defense last year. So we got some great kids coming back, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but like I said, we're expecting even a better year this upcoming year.
All right. Well, for our viewers, remind them of who's in your district there. It's the Houston ISD 6A district. It starts with the red, white, and blue team down the road.
Yes.
But remind
Yes.
us of everyone that's in your district and what you expect to see on the field this fall.
Well, of course, everybody's, is going to be after Lamar. We beat them, 2 years ago to win district, the first team to beat them since 2008, if I'm not mistaken, and win district in HISD. So they won the last few years. And so, we've had some very, very, very close battles and trying to derail them and still win another district championship. So, of course, Lamar is at the forefront. I think that we have a team that definitely has a chance to win district this year. I'm expecting to win district this year. But you got some great opponents that's going to be tough in our district as well. That kind of knows everything that we do, everything Lamar does in Westside High School. It's going to be a tough opponent. And then you got an up-and-coming team who's made the playoffs the last couple of years in Westbury. And the one thing I do know, about Bel Air is they've had some really good teams in the past. They kind of stepped down the last 2 years, but they had a pretty decent freshman group from what I saw last year. So I'm expecting them to kind of get back into the fold as well.
All right. So you've been around coaching quite a while.
Yes.
You've seen the change of the sport over time. And right now you have the perspective of coaching within, a huge school district in Houston ISD and the challenges that are there. Overall, what would you say the biggest challenge facing Texas high school athletics right now is?
I would say the biggest issue facing Texas as a whole is just, and I guess it's frustrating to a degree, is it's probably a lot of movement, from kids that, are trying to go to a better situation when they're already in a really good situation. I've had quite a few kids myself that ended up being 4-star type kids that went to other programs and, signed, Power 5 offers to other, to colleges, but they would have got the same offers if they stayed at Heights. But I've also been a culprit of kids also coming and coming to Heights as well that have moved into HISD and into my zone. So, but I think it's just, once college athletics allowed that transfer rule, allowing kids to transfer, it seemed like it just filtered down to the high school kids. And now I'm kind of hearing, I don't know if that's going to pass, but I'm also kind of hearing that there may be a chance of, a 1-year reprieve of somebody transferring for 1 year without being penalized by UIL. So I don't know how this all going to go, but we'll just see how that goes.
All right. Well, let's go from real big picture down, bring it down small. Let's try and learn a little bit more about Stephen Dixon. What would you say your number one guilty pleasure is?
My number one guilty pleasure. Oh my. I would probably say pasta. Yeah. If that's my guilty pleasure, it would probably be that. Yeah.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much for your time today. Best of luck in the as you wrap up the school year and head into the 23 season.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
And for our viewers, if you like what you've seen today, please hit the like button down below. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm to let other people see this video, and hit the subscribe button so you can get notices on when we post future videos.
Be elite, not average. Average is easy. Become more explosive, more athletic, more confident. Bigger, faster, stronger programs win competitions. There is no secret sauce. Exploder Bar.